I don't need anyone. Ilara yelled it to the empty throne room, in frustration. I never have. She crouched to her throne, her face sad. No one answered. Just echo of her voice rumbling back at her. That was the thing about ruling alone. The silence stopped feeling strange after a while. It just became the air you breathed. Everfrost was beautiful like snow. Crystal towers that caught moonlight and threw it across the snow. Frozen rivers that had not moved in years. A sky that stayed the color of ash from one season to the next. People bowed when Ilara walked past. They stepped aside. They kept their eyes low. They did not love her. They feared her. And she had told herself, for a very long time, that fear was enough respect and acknowledgement. But on the night of the first blood moon, something changed. Ilara was alone in front of her mirror in her chamber when it happened. She had not planned to be there. The moon mirror stood at the center of the room, tall and ancient, its silver frame etched with markings older than the kingdom itself. It had never shown her anything before. Just her own reflection. Her cold eyes. Straight spine. A queen who had forgotten what warmth felt like. But that night, the mirror did not show her reflection. It showed a young girl. Same face, same eyes as hers, but warm, and a red hair. Alive in a way Ilara's had not been in years. The girl was carrying firewood across a stone courtyard in servant's clothes, her breath visible in the cold morning air, her hands wrapped in cloth to hide something she clearly did not want anyone to see. Ilara stepped closer, staring in a shocking way. What is this? Her voice came out low. The truth that has been hidden, your lost twin. Celine appeared beside her, silver light falling from her wings like pixel dust. Welcome to Once Upon a Secret, where magical princess stories come to life. If you love fairy tales filled with love, secrets, adventure, and powerful life lessons, you're in the right place. Please subscribe, join our royal family, and enjoy this beautiful short story. Her name is Lyra. She is your twin sister, Ilara. And she is very much alive. Ilara did not move from the mirror. That is not possible. She died at birth. I was told. You were told a lie, Ilara. Celine's voice was gentle but firm. Lord Cassian separated you the night you were born. He hid her in Solmere and let the kingdom believe she was gone. The room felt smaller suddenly. Ilara's eyes went back to the mirror. Lyra had stopped walking. She was looking down at her wrapped hands, and even through the glass, Ilara could see the thin lines of gold light bleeding through the cloth. She has magic? Ilara asked quietly. Firelight magic. Celine nodded. The exact opposite of yours. And the exact balance your kingdom needs. Why are you telling me this now? Celine turned to face her fully. Because you are running out of time. If you and Lyra do not reunite before the next Blood Moon Festival, Everfrost will fall into a winter it will never recover from. Cassian will take the throne. And everything your mother gave her life to protect will be gone. Ilara felt sad at the mention of her mother. She looked at Lyra one last time through the mirror. This stranger with her face. This girl who had grown up with nothing, hiding fire in her hands, not knowing she was a princess. She turned away from the mirror. I am leaving for Solmere at dawn, she declared. The Ashwood at night was the kind of place that made you question every decision that led you there. Ilara moved fast, with low, ice crystals forming and dissolving at her fingertips the way they always did when she was tense. 3 days through this forest. 3 days of twisted trees and silence so thick it pressed against your ears. She was on the second night when she heard footsteps behind her. She spun. Ice shot from her palm before she finished turning. A figure dropped low and dodged it clean. Fast. Too fast for someone who was not expecting it. I am not your enemy. The young man straightened slowly, hands raised. Moonlight caught his face. Strong jaw. Scar along the left side. Eyes that were steady in a way that said he had been in worse situations than this. Then why are you following me? Ilara kept her hand raised. Because Cassion's men are 2 hours behind you and you do not know this forest the way I do. He lowered his hands carefully. My name is Fang, Prince of Solmir. And someone has to get you to Lyra before they do. Ilara studied him. How do you know about Lyra? Because I grew up beside her. I have watched her hide fire in her hands her whole life. 3 nights ago she collapsed in the courtyard. When I caught her, her skin was burning from the inside. He paused. That is not a servant girl, Ilara. We both know what she is. Ilara said nothing. She lowered her hand. They moved. Solmir was everything Everfrost was not. Warm stone. Terracotta rooftops. The smell of bread and fire from morning markets already setting up before sunrise. It should have felt welcoming, but it did not. Because Ilara could feel Cassion's shadow over this place even before she saw a single one of his guards at the corners. Fang led her through a side entrance into the palace servants' quarters. She starts work before sunrise, at the kitchen corridor, take the 3rd door. He told her. Ilara pushed the door open alone. Lyra was on her knees scrubbing the stone floor, grey servant dress, her red hair tied back, hands wrapped in cloth. Exactly like the mirror had shown her. Except here she was real, with just 3 feet away from her, and was breathing. Ilara stood in the doorway and could not move. Lyra looked up. Their eyes met. The whole world went quiet. Who are you? Lyra stood slowly. Her eyes filled with surprise. My name is Ilara. She stepped inside. And I think you have spent your whole life feeling like something was missing. Lyra looked at her. I don't know you. No. Ilara's voice dropped. But look at my face, Lyra. Lyra looked, and immediately color drained from her face, as she saw a striking resemblance. That is not possible. She stepped back. It is. Ilara reached into her cloak and pulled out the pale blue crystal Celine had pressed into her hand before she left. It glowed faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. This belongs to our mother. She hid it for us. Everything she could not say out loud is inside it. Lyra stared at the crystal. Her wrapped hands trembled. Our mother? She asked, shocked. Queen Isolde of Everfrost. Ilara held it out. You are not a servant. You were never a servant. You are a princess. My twin. And a man named Lord Cassian stole your entire life because he was terrified of what we would become if we ever found each other. The silence between them was enormous. Lyra reached for the crystal slowly. The moment her fingers touched it, warm golden light poured from it and wrapped around both of them like arms. Their mother's voice filled the room. My daughters. If you are hearing this, that means you found each other. There is still time. Cassian fears what you are together. Ice and fire are not opposites. They are one. You are one. Come home, my little angels. The light faded. Lyra stood very still. One tear ran down her face and she did not wipe it. Then hard boots thundered in the corridor outside. Fang threw the door open. Cassion's guards. They know she is here. We have to move. Now. They ran. Lyra did not hesitate, she grabbed nothing and just ran. Fang led them through servant passages so narrow they had to move in a single file. Torchlight flickered on stone walls. The sound of guards grew louder, then faded, then grew loud again. They ducked into a storage cellar and pulled the door shut behind them. Heavy boots stopped right outside. Nobody breathed. Lyra's hands were burning through the cloth wrapping. She pressed them together hard, trying to suffocate the fire the way she had done her entire life. Stop. Ilara grabbed her hands gently. Stop hiding it. If they see it, they will. Let them see it. Ilara's eyes were steady. That fire is not a problem. It is who you are. Lyra looked at her. The boots outside moved on forward. Later, they escaped Solmir, back to Everfrost, escaping Cassion's men. They reached the palace mirror chamber before midnight. However, Cassian was already there waiting for them. He stood with his back to the moon mirror, shadow magic curling around his arms like dark smoke, his expression almost relaxed. The face of a man who had been planning this moment for 17 years. I wondered which one of you would arrive first. His eyes moved between them slowly. I did not expect both. It ends tonight, Cassian. Ilara stepped forward. He tilted his head. You say that with such confidence for someone who spent 17 years on a frozen throne talking to herself. His voice was smooth. I built this. Every piece of it. The lies. The separation. The fear your own people have for you. He looked at Ilara directly. I made you the Ice Queen. You should be thanking me for that. Ilara felt the anger rise hot and fast inside of her. Don't. Lyra touched her arm quietly. That is what he wants. Cassian's eyes moved to Lyra. And you? A servant girl who thought fire in her hands was something to be ashamed of. He almost smiled. I did you a kindness hiding you. You would have burned everything you loved if not for me. No. Lyra yelled, you hid me because you were afraid of me, and you should have been more afraid of me, she sneered at him. She unwrapped her hands. Fire rose from her palms, warm and steady and enormous, filling the room with gold light. Cassian's shadow magic surged forward around him, like a flame mixed with pixel. Ilara threw both hands out. A wall of ice rose and took the hit. The force cracked the floor beneath them. Cassian moved fast, shadow wrapping around him like armor. You cannot beat 17 years of preparation with one night of sisterhood. We are not one night. Ilara looked at Lyra. Lyra looked back. They moved together in unison. Ice shot forward. Fire followed directly behind it, wrapping around it, pushing it faster and further than either power could manage alone. The combination hit Cassian like something he had never anticipated because he had spent 17 years making sure he was stronger than them. His shadow magic shattered. Cassian stumbled to the ground, panic crossed his face. Selene appeared above the mirror, silver light pouring from her wings and flooding the room. The moon mirror blazed. Every memory crystal Queen Isolde had hidden across the palace activated at once, their light streaming into the chamber like rivers, each one carrying truth. Cassian's betrayal. The stolen prophecy. The night he separated the two newborn sisters and told a kingdom one of them was dead. Every single was exposed and undeniable. Cassian fell to his knees miserably. The winter curse broke at the exact moment the sisters touched hands together. They both felt it. A release that almost hurt. Like something that had been clenched for 17 years finally letting go. Outside, the heavy snowstorm that clouded Everfrost stopped. The silence that followed was the softest thing Ilara had ever heard while ruling as a queen. Then, somewhere beyond the palace walls, a bird called out. The first bird sound Everfrost had heard in years of their winter. Lyra laughed out loud. Ilara did not laugh, but her lips curled in a nice smile. She looked at her twin sister. The girl she had mourned without knowing she lived. This stranger with her face and her mother's voice still warm between them. You are home. Ilara said it quietly to Lyra, with a warm smile. Lyra squeezed her hand. We both are. Moral lesson. Pain and betrayal can make the heart cold, but forgiveness brings true healing. Just like Ilara and Lyra, many people in real life carry hidden wounds caused by lies, separation, and broken trust. But revenge only deepens the pain, while love, truth, and forgiveness can restore what was lost. Sometimes, the greatest strength is not fighting others, it is healing yourself and choosing peace. We've come to the end of today's magical story, and I truly appreciate you for watching till the very end. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like, subscribe to Once Upon a Secret, and turn on the notification bell so you'll always be the first to enjoy our next royal adventure. Don't forget to share this story and explore our channel for more princess tales, hidden secrets, love, betrayal, and unforgettable fairy tale journeys. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next story.